Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, welcome back to MotoGP 18 as Mayo had a very up and down race in Germany. He had the pace, but way too many mistakes. Can he keep it together better round the Brno circuit in the Czech Republic? So here goes Mayo then for the first of three possible qualifying laps as he bests Baldassarri's to 1.262. He's going to the first corner, so tricky, especially in these overcast conditions as well. Track temperature maybe not quite there yet. Despite the session being almost 40 minutes old, it's not ideal conditions. Especially on the first lap. Let's see what Mayo can do around the Brno circuit. A bit like the Saxon Ring. It's fast, it's slow, it's tight, it's wide open, it's twisty, it's flowing. It's a classic circuit. Apparently Mayo's now half a second up in that first sector. Do not believe that. But this is the twisty, tight and twisty section, where you cannot afford to be offline at all. Or be on the power too early. Smo just about survives that. And downhill through the left, so easy to do that run ride. Well, apparently it's 9/10s up, that can't be right at all. To go past the huge crowds either side. Those corners of that section. And now downhill into the right hand and just follow that curb on the inside. Got the power hard and early as this K10 definitely seems to be suiting Mario a bit better. And that Snikers by early in the season. Seems to have better team harmony as well. Seems to have put aside his differences with Binder. Supporting Oliveira very well in the championship. It's no surprise to see Oliveira with 2 re-gunners now. Extend that championship lead to an almost unsurpassable amount already. 80 points. As Mayo's leading by half a second apparently. On this side as he goes for the final corner. Doesn't look like it's translated to the line. He's 1.2 seconds back. Incredible how he lost almost 2 seconds in those final 3 corners. Let's see if he can keep it together then. This lap a bit better. We'll go for that first corner just to be so patient. I thought it was a bit like that Saxon Ring corner at the bottom of the hill. That long right-hander, except it's not as tight. There's a bit more variety of lines as well you can take in that corner. So go for the left, a bit wide again. This is what it's like around here in Brno. You just got to keep tight to some lines. As apparently he's almost a second up already. That first set, that cannot be right. So again, a bit like the Saxon Ring where first sector's very strong, but then you've also got this second sector looking pretty good for Mario. And the final 2 sectors not quite working as planned. So he just about gets on the power well there. He is really gaining to the rider in front though, so maybe he does have the pace. 1.6 up. That cannot be right. After 2 sectors. No way he's gained 1.6 on the rider in front, let alone on Baldassarri. Let's say it is Baldassarri in front. It says delivery of a 2-minute flat, that's more like it. So he can be 159 maybe for pole. He go uphill through the left, or Mario could have been a bit more aggressive in the braking for that corner. In through the right, very aggressive. There we go, that's more sensible. A second back of Oliveira. For the final 2 corners, through the left. Hook that up, then through the right. Just about hooks that up as well. So he runs towards the line to a 1.1. So final sector's not too bad. It's that third sector maybe where he's losing out. So going to his final qualifying lap. At the moment he's 4th on the grid though, despite being the second back. Very much take that, being in the top 5. Top 10's good. That's where you go, Mario. Hoping that's costing too much time. As he end the first sector, he's a quarter of a second down, but it's a personal best. You can see you can really chuck this bike into the corners now on this KTM compared to the Sniper. That's where he's mainly gaining time, it feels like, under braking. Just having that joy of chucking the bike at the corners that he did not have on that Sniper's bike. Of course, having two very good teammates does help in that regard. He's really gained on the rider in front. Hopefully he doesn't block Mario in this third sector. Maybe just gives him some slipstream, maybe down this back straight. As he's 10th for a second behind his teammate. Breaking downhill through the right-hander. And uphill through the left. Oh, he hooks that up beautifully. And then through the right, gets on the power, nice, as he's just less than a quarter second behind. Olivier sets off 59.8 now. Mario, just 2 corners to go, goes a bit wide. Penultimate corner. Then chucks it a bit too much at the final corner. Almost loses the front end as he runs towards the line. Oh, he's half a second back. It's Olivier grabs pole by 10th of a second ahead of Baldessari. Binder round out the front row for KTM. Then it's Marquez ahead of McDonald. So all 3 KTMs in the top 5 ahead of Bagnaia. You've got Verge, Mir and Shirota. Passini rounds out the top 10 of those. And Ika. Then you've got Navarro, Courtois and Finati. Locatelli leads the 6th row ahead of Agata and Barbera. Leading the 10th row is Marini. When we go rounds out the top 20 ahead of Simone Corsi. In Bent Snyder, Vinales and Roberts on the 8th row. On the 9th row, it's Roberts' teammate Oldendale ahead of Nakashima and Pauli. And leading the 10th row is Mans ahead of Danilo and Granado. Down the back row, it's Corradin, it's Tatteo, Furlini, and Danny Kent in last. So there's Mario revving up at the start then from 5th, waiting for the lights to go out. Gets a bit of a shocker, but so does his teammate Binder, it looks like. Dropping down the order. Smo almost into the back of Olivier. He's run very wide in the first corner though. But he's making it work round the outside into ninth. So he's only lost 4 positions at the start. He's ahead of Passini. He's got a fantastic slipstream off his teammate. He tries to go down the inside of his teammate with everyone. He's got Olivier in front. He's got Mir as well. He's in the KTM sandwich as McDonald back up to 5th in, where he started. And in this side we've got Marquez and Baldessari battling for the race lead. McDonald sits by Mir. Will he be battling his teammate Olivier? Oh, he gets close to his teammate as Mir slots down the inside. Gavrich really wasn't there, but he made it. So McDonald back down the inside of Mir into the next corner. Like, want to do that, mate? I'll do it right back to you. So it's KTM 3-4. Where's Binder? He's meant to be part of the KTM train. It's all Mario almost into the back of Oliviera. Runs wide. Might have allowed. Mir down his inside, not quite. Takes it back from the Spaniard. Cuts him off into the next right. He's got Bagnaia battling with Shirota. He's got lots of battling behind this shuffle for 4th. The battle for the lead as well at the moment. So you've got Marquez and Baldessari battling over that. And here comes Bagnaia around the outside. So is Mir in the final corner. Like Mayo wasn't even there. You've got Corsi battling with Courtois. So on to the second lap. Baldessari leads ahead of Marquez. Oliviera. Mir, Bagnaia. McDonald in 6th ahead of Shirota, Binder, Verge. And Passini rounds out the top 10. So Dynavolt boys are back at it again for 7th. And here's McDonald with the slipstream off the VR46 machine. Down the inside of him while he's going down the inside of Mir. 3 wide. Through the left-hander, but they all survive. There's Binder dropping down to 8th, from McDonald up to 4th. Behind Olivier is chasing down the top 2 already. That's better from McDonald through that right-hander. Really is closing up to Olivia in this section. For me and Bagnaia bashing out for 5th. There's a top 4 all on top of each other now. That's all Olivia a bit wide. But not close enough to take advantage. This quarter ahead of Gardner for 18th. Battling for the points. Let's see if McDonald can nail his breaking point into this right-hander. That's a bit better. Not as good on the exit though. A bit too hesitant on the throttle. Oliveira makes the move on Marquez. 4 seconds. Or does he? Marquez fights back immediately. He still wants to fight for this championship, just like he's fighting for second at the moment. Well, here's Bagnaia all over the back of McDonald. The Sam Lowe's is down, the experienced Brit. Fighting for points once again. Well, it's not going to happen. A 2-minute flat, 0.1 from McDonald. As he's in 4th, Baldassarre still got a bit of a lead. Here comes Amir again with a very optimistic move down the inside of McDonald. While Schwarzenberger is still battling over 7th. Those on the recovery trail ahead of Danilo. It's McDonald through the left hand. He's still got Mir poking his nose. Well, he doesn't want it. Well, his teammate loses out to Olivier. The KTMs are winning these battles at the moment. And maybe without the attention of Mir, McDonald could close up to the back end of Marquez. Try and make it 2 KTMs on the podium. But what is that from Mir? There's desperate moves, then there's that. We've got Baldassarre leading the way. Ahead of Olivier is McDonald. He's working on Marquez now. Is he close enough through the right? Marquez didn't really go wide, but now he's defending the inside into the next right. Oh, got the slipstream. Tough downhill braking zone though. Will he outbrake himself? Not quite. Marquez trying to hold it around the outside. McDonald through into 3rd. As we approach halfway mark of this race, he's now got 2 KTMs on the podium. Got the battle of the Brits over 26th. As where are you going, McDonald? Make the move, and then he misses the right-hander by a country mile. Marquez tries to make the move back. Doesn't succeed, though. McDonald nicely hooks up the left-hander as well. And good enough exit from the final corners. Bagnaia battling with Binder. Done with another 2-minute flat, 0.4 this time. 6/10 behind Olivier, who's right in the tail of Baldassarre. Baldassarre must be bored of seeing Olivier right behind him. It's happening again for the Italian. It's a bad dream this season for him. Seeing that Portuguese rider all over his tailpipe once again. The craziest thing for Baldassarre, he's not even in second in the championship. It's the guy behind McDonald at the moment, Alex Marquez. He's just a 10th back though. Not 8/10 behind Olivier. Once again, he might not quite have the pace to match the leaders. Well, he does have the pace to match the leaders, but not when he would needs it. Been much better mistakes-wise this race, just to say that it runs slightly wide there with the left-hander, but picks up on the exit. And through the left and right. Gains a bit in that second sector again on Oliviera. He's got Locatelli just ahead of Marini, Ken ahead of Ben Snyder. To go downhill through the right-hander. Oh, a bit better getting on the power of that corner now. Not as hesitant. In through the left and the right. Actually hooking up those corners as Mir now behind Binder in 7th. And all doing enough to stay ahead of Alex Marquez as he'll go on to the penultimate lap of this race. Now at the final corner, Bagnaia now battling with Binder for 5th. Mir joining in the fun. Now a 2-minute flat point. He's just matching their pace in front. Just not able to gain McDonald. He goes slightly wide in the first corner. Alex Marquez not there to take advantage. Strobot's now battling with Sam Lowe's for 23rd. Nakashima battling with Manzi for 30th. And wide in the left for McDonald. You can tell he's pushing. And it might be his chance to push as well, with Baldassarre having to hold off Oliveira and his advances in this penultimate. And that's much better through that first right, a bit wide in the second right though. That's when he needs the perfect lap again. McDonald making slight mistakes here and there. You can see struggling to get on the power as well. We go for the left and Oliveira takes the lead from Baldassarre. Decisive from the championship leader. As it looks like he's going to rack up another victory. How many is that now? Streak may continue for the Portuguese rider. Let's see if McDonald can join him though in second. It's Baldassarre not giving up on this victory though. Fighting back immediately. So it goes up the hill, 6/10 behind Baldassarre, 7/10 ahead of Binder. He switches his way up to 4th. Fantastic from the South African. As McDonald breaks himself in the penultimate corner. Compromises himself for the final corner. He goes on to the final lap of another mid-toe, 2-minute 0.7. 8/10 behind the top two. That gap has just remained consistent despite all pushing, making mistakes as well. Without that mistake, he could have been in close. He could be involved in his lead battle as Baldassarre is attacking back. Haven't seen that much this season. Someone attacking back against Oliveira. Baldassarre is the man doing it. As now Mir's battling with Alex Marquez, who's just dropping down the field like a stone. Down to 6th now behind his teammate. Once again, a poor day for the championship. For Alex Marquez as well. Early promise again in a race, and it's just not carried through to the final laps. Well, for Mario, half a lap to go. Looks like it's another podium in Moto2. But he's coming under attack from his teammate. It's half a second back, and once again he's maintaining that gap to the top two. And this like Oliveira is going to hold on. To go through the right hand, it gets on the power early enough, and now Marquez is battling Bagnaia over 7th. With just a couple of corners to go. Battle for the wooden spoon is close as well. And for the podium places, here comes Binder. McDonald picks up the bike well though. And out of the final corner, Oliveira wins ahead of Baldassarre. McDonald gets another podium in third ahead of Binder. Fantastic result for KTM. Just the Ponds spoiling what could have been an all KTM podium. As McDonald in for just over a second back of his teammate and 9/10 behind Baldassarre. He did the fastest lap as well. That's probably his best result or best race in Moto2. Not quite his best result. Of course, he finished second in Catalan behind Oliveira, while we've got Binder in 4th ahead of Mir, rounds out the top 5 ahead of Bagnaia. Then Alex Marquez down in 7th in the end, even though he's a second off the podium. That is how close it was in this crazy train behind McDonald. And you've got Schrotter ahead of his teammate Verge, Passini as well. Then there's over a second gap to Ika. And Regano with good points on his Tech 3 ahead of Corsi. Marini and Fanati grabs the final point ahead of Navarro by just over a tenth of a second. Those recovered to 17th in the end. Quarter round out to the top 20. As he scrolled further down the field, round at top 30 is Nakashima, and it's Bazin at the back. So in the championship, Oliveira leads. And he leads by 95 points. So the Baldassarri is up to second, a single point ahead of Alex Marquez. He's almost got a 4-race win lead, Oliveira. With 9 or 10 remaining, sure he's going to wrap up the championship around Thailand or Motegi has. We've got Shirota in 5th behind Binder by 10 points and 5 points ahead of Bagnaia. Then we've got Verge, Mir up to 8th, McDonald up to 9th. Just 16 points off the top 5 now. And he's a single point ahead of Passini, who loses out and rounds out the top 10 now, does the veteran of town. Well, Marini up to 15th. Corsi up to 16th after his good points day. Same for Gardner, up to 19th as Egerton now rounds out the top 20 ahead of Fanati. Still 24 riders just score points this season. Dino in last. So for McDonald, achieved the qualifying and racer objective set by the team. And he's up to level 79 now for riding position and throttle management, along with brakes management. Lean angle up to 81, and look at those development points and reputation earned as well. And in MotoGP, once again, Marc Marquez won, this time again ahead of Dovi and Rossi, while in Moto3 it was Jorge Martin ahead of Bezzecchi and Bastianini. So for McDonald, more bike development. So can it be the brake, suspension or frame? Let's look at the frame. So we can do the angle of descent into the corner, or the angle of descent out of the corner. Basically has makes the bike react faster when steering, increases the rate of descent of the bike when cornering. Then we got suspension, and so that can absorb the roughness of the surface or improve the bike's stability. You know what, I think we might go with downforce again, improve this downforce. It's still V in like L especially at the start is McDonald. And next time maybe head into the Red Bull Ring and Osher, one of his favourite tracks, the home track of KTM as well. Can Oliveira continue winning? Can McDonald continue grabbing up podiums? He's got his second. Can he make it 2 in a row for the first time in the Moto2 class next time out? So for watching, and we'll find out then.